December 7th, 1977. You remember that night?
Saturday Night Fever.
John Travolta's 20-year film career started off with a bang, with his Oscar-nominated performance in Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever was a movie that I thought was an art film, like an indie film. You know, I mean, it was not looked at as a... I thought that I was correctly portraying a slice of life that would just be interesting to watch. You know, I didn't really think of it as anything that would change the face of the earth, and it did it almost unbeknownst to me.
Ain't you gonna ask me to sit down?
No, you do it.
But his star quickly faded with a series of less than memorable films in the 80s and early 90s.
Came to you because I think you're the prettiest chick in the bank.
You know, you can't force someone to hire you. It's just not in the books there. So I did the best I could with the material that was offered at the time.
That all changed, though, with his breakthrough performance in Pulp Fiction.
For the last 5 years, I sat with my wife. We watched the Oscars every single year. And every year she said, oh, couldn't we please go to the Oscars? And I said, well, next year maybe, you know. But I said, you know, it's not really a fun thing unless you're giving out an award or you've been nominated. But next year, and for 5 years, and last year I said, honey, come hell or high water, I promise you we are going to the Oscars.
In the leading actor category for Pulp Fiction, John Travolta.
It's nice to see you on a roll. Your films have been extraordinary, and I just wonder, in looking back, because we're coming from a real high point, how did you deal with the valleys?
If you don't look at them as valleys, but look at them as learning experiences, life is a new day. Don't regret yesterday. What can you do about it other than learn from it? And you always create your tomorrows. That's what life is about.
But you never gave up, and I wondered why. It's so much easier to walk away when things aren't the way you want it.
I think because I was viewing it, I didn't view it so dismally. I viewed it as, gee, they're still hiring me for movies, and I'm getting paid fairly well, and it may not be the best, and it may not be the greatest situation, but I fare pretty well with it here, and but another looking at me with a different viewpoint might have looked at it differently, and it's a revelation to find out how varied people's view of it was.
Ooh, please see you do it one more time.
How much fun is it, and this is probably terrible to ask, how much fun is it to be a movie star?
Well, I'd imagine if you were me, it'd be pretty fun. I'd imagine others might interpret their stardom with a mixed bag of feelings, but I think of life as an art form. I live life as an art form, whether it's flying a plane or eating a dinner or experiencing a movie, I just think that, you know, happiness is kind of within you to create the right effects on yourself.
I know you're a pilot, and pilots seem very calm when they're in the cockpit. Does that calmness stay with you? Is it now part of your life?
In the cockpit, you're very specifically extroverted onto your instruments. But in your life, you have to deal continually with personalities. And you can in the cockpit as well if you have the wrong personality right next to you. Oh well, plan B. Let's just kill each other. I think that it varies a little more. It's more of an obstacle course in life versus in the cockpit. Would you please come tonight?
No, not tonight.
Is it me?
No, it's not you.
Well, then I'll keep asking.
That's interesting, obstacle course. Let's put it this way. Your career now is really kind of exciting. Is it a different kind of success than what you had earlier?
Well, listen, you snow-capped leprechaun. You look like somebody played Danny Boy in your face with an ugly stick.
The difference in the success now is that there is more varied types of products that are offered to me with more interesting directors and opportunities for me to show different sides of what I can do.
Hey, Tracy, hey, baby, look at me. I'm the cutest chickie that you ever did see.
What's the best thing about acting? You get to be all these people, or is it something else?
It's all of that. You get a respite from yourself. You get to be someone else, which is kind of fun.
It's like looking in a mirror, only not.
The craft of acting is something that I really like too. I like discovering how a person walks and talks and speaks. And I like all the minutiae of acting. You know, it's part of the fun of it.
So you've been famous your whole life. You have all your dreams come true.
Every dream of mine has come true, and I'm with you, probably more than expected. I'm living in somebody else's novel. I have a few novels that are going on, actually.